Hello everyone. It's so funny. When I go live at this hour, there's always some kind of a glare that's going on. I don't know what that's about, but it happens. How is everybody? What's happening? Have y'all been? It's been a minute. But let me tell you, this is a Let Me Tell You Tuesday. It has been a whirlwind around here. So much going on, and I'm a little bit mind blown at the moment because I've been, let's see, the past couple of weeks I've really been focusing on speaking engagements, and um, I tell you, the world, the Lord works in mysterious ways for sure. And I just got a request for a speaking engagement abroad, and that is just awesome. So I obviously it's in an exploratory stage, just a brand new thing, but I vetted it and it's a real opportunity, and that's just cool, awesome. I don't even know what to say. Um, but today I'm coming in with some Tuesday tips and tricks for weight loss, especially for those of us that have been on a weight loss journey with the a any version of weight loss surgery as our tool. So you'll be hearing me talk about a lot of this lately or coming up going forward. But in 2003, I had Roux-en-Y gastric bypass. At the time, I was approximately 404 pounds. That's at least what we could see on a scale. And during the whole process, and I'll tell you about this all at another time, I let go of 230 pounds over about an 18-month period with an extreme focus on 6 days a week of 30 minutes of weightlifting and prioritizing protein, and doing so in all the stages that were recommended by my treating physician, my bariatric surgeon. And so over the years, my weight has crept up, but I did the calculation the other day, and I'm like, still like, well, it's probably less than that now, but like 76% down or something like that. And that's kind of an amazing number. And in 2022, I had a scan, and my stomach is the exact same size as it was in 2003, which my surgeon said he had never seen that before. So I have managed over these years to really follow the straight and narrow, and I would say for most of those years, until I was diagnosed in 2017 with lipedema, I probably sat at more of a 86, 90% loss. But with the lipedema and the progression and the pandemic and the injury of last year, that's kind of where I'm sitting. So my anniversary is in November, and I am working toward seeing how much of that loss I can reclaim. And one of the tricks and tools, oh, that's funny because this is not it. Hold on. Okay, so this, can you see it? This is a cooking fork for me. Okay, this is typically a dinner fork for most people, but this is what I use as a cooking fork. This, which is typically considered a cake fork or a dessert fork, is what I typically eat off of because, as you can see, it's smaller. You see that? So you take a smaller bite, you can't put as much food on your fork. It has been a trick and a tip that I have used for all of these years, and it has served me well. The other tip and trick that I have used is I have used very often a dinner plate that is really a lunch plate. So this is what my dinner plate looks like. Most people's dinner plates are somewhere around 9 inches or so. But you know, this one has a pretty big rim, so not so bad if you use the inside. But as you can see, it's a much different thing. So typically with weight loss surgery, your stomach can hold a cup of food, and this is a way to kind of ensure that you're somewhere kind of around that. So I am back on not playing games and focusing, and I'll even show you the difference between this is a chinette plate, and the difference between the luncheon size and the dinner size. Well, the dinner size you can get a lot on, but the luncheon size is much more reasonable, and that's the size that I prefer to use. So just some tips and tricks. Now, this works for any type of weight loss. It doesn't need to be just if you've had weight loss surgery, but it is a good trick for anybody who is trying to watch their intake. Now let's see how good I did. Well, I'd say here's a cup, and that's what it's going to look like. So what I learned when I had my son, now, quite honestly, let's see. I cooked too much. I cooked about a cup and a half. Quite honestly, I have to say that I learned when I had my son 16 years ago that if you give a child a plate that is full, like say you give them this plate and you put food on it, they look at it and they go, I'm not eating that because it's too much, it's too overwhelming. And if they see the same amount on a smaller plate, it doesn't quite seem as overwhelming, and so they try it. And that's another trick that's good to use with kids, is to get them a smaller plate so it kind of looks like maybe what the adult plate would look like. Because they obviously have smaller stomachs as well, and they don't need as much. So another completely, let me tell you, another trick on a Tuesday. What I'm eating here is some chicken, carrot. I have 3 colors of carrot. Orange, purple, a purple carrot, and you can't really see this one, a yellow or white carrot, and then I think I have about 3 halves of a red roasted potato. Let's see, 1, 2. Yeah, I probably will have 1 whole roasted potato in here. And I think this is maybe about 4 ounces of chicken. Delicious. This is my lunch, dinner, maybe. Not really sure. We'll see how it goes. So anyway, it's been a minute. I've got this, if you saw my live from the storage unit, this is that dress. This is that Target dress. Oh, and I wore this the other night when I went out for the, I think I had a leather jacket and a belt. I wore this. So it looks different every way you style it. And honestly, underneath, I have a whole unitard, I guess we call it, from Old Navy. So that's what we got going on here. What's happening with all of you? And I would like it if you could leave in the comments, please, because I'm developing some programs. So I need to know what you in particular might be interested in. Have you had weight loss surgery? If you have, I want to know about it. If you're too shy to put it in the comments, send me a DM, please. Are you considering having weight loss surgery? When did you have it? When might you have it? Which procedure did you have? How's it been going? Those are some things. Or have you been on a weight loss journey of your own that maybe you had some success in, maybe you didn't? Are you dealing with a regain like I am, especially after this pandemic and having a progressive disease, lipedema? So lipedema, this is Lipedema Awareness Month. Lipedema is an additional layer of adipose tissue that typically affects a woman from the waist down and quite often in the upper arms. It typically presents itself at puberty, pregnancy, or menopause. It is often impacted by contraception and even traumatic events or surgeries. So these are all things that can be fire starters for the lipedema that, from a layperson's opinion, has likely been dormant in your body and now it's been activated. It often presents itself as nodules under the skin. They may be the size of a sand or a grain, or like in my case, I don't know that you can see it. In my case, this feels like a bag of pearls. If you were to feel this, it feels like a bag of pearls. Now, the excess skin that I have is really simply from, and see, I actually have a muscle there. The excess skin, of course, is from having lost so much weight in the past. There's often bruising. I don't think I have any bruises today. Bruising happens easily. If you saw my lavender bathing suit on June 1st, Lipedema Awareness Kickoff Month, I had a huge bruise on my thigh that I didn't even know until I turned around and I saw it in the camera. I was like, wait, what? Unexplained bruising, or easy bruising, often sensitive to touch. A lot of people will report that, you know, when their dog or their cat walk on their legs, that it hurts, because it does. But if you think about it, it makes sense. If you have skin, and then just think about like a beanbag chair. If you have a beanbag chair and all those beans are out, if you had the skin and then you laid a layer of the beanbag chair, let alone a couple of layers, can you imagine how that would feel to constantly be then pressing that on the rest of your body, everything that's underneath, your fat, your muscles, your fascia, your everything? Um, and so it's kind of like makes sense why it should hurt. Um, Typically, there is not any kind of cure at this point. There are conservative treatments, and then some people will seek medical intervention, which is a specific form of liposuction that is targeted at getting out the lipedema nodules specifically without impacting the lymphatics adversely, because the lymphatics are also impacted as well in most people with lipedema. And you can find all various sizes, shapes, stages, and of course everybody starts somewhere, right? So at some point everybody was a stage 1, and at this point we have the highest stage called a stage 4, and that person likely has some form of lymphedema as well, which you might have heard of the type of edema, which usually only occurs on one side of the body. It's often as a result of some type of cancer treatment, and sometimes it also comes congenitally as well, but there's often those are like the two kind of typical causes. And then of course there's all the other things that can occur. But yeah, that's kind of an overview. So if you see a woman who has like, I don't particularly, although I do have nodules all the way to my wrist, I don't have the cuffing. I've always been able to wear a regular size bracelet or that type of thing. And even an ankle bracelet, I've always been able to wear that if I so chose when I was a teenager. But there are, if you see women, and I say women because 90% of the cases are women, and it does affect 11% of women worldwide, so that's 1 in 9. 1 in 9. So likely you know somebody, or you are someone, and you may not look like me. You may be more straight and columnar, and you may have a straighter leg that has more of a cuff at the ankle. Typically a cuff at the ankle is a hallmark of lipedema. And so, or it's like me, although it's kind of interesting because in this dress I don't really look so much. There's a lot of smoke and mirrors that are making me look bigger on top, but typically there's another form is a much smaller top and a bottom that is usually 1, 2 plus sizes bigger. So these are things typically misdiagnosed for decades as just plain old obesity. There is often a combination of the two, some type of overweight or obesity involved, and as was my case when I went all the way to 404 pounds, and that was a result of eating things that my body does not like at all, at all, at all. Processed grains have always been something my body did not like. My tongue, my brain, certainly enjoyed those palatable foods, but my body consistently reacts with inflammation. And so now I'm trying to reverse that and get back to where I initially landed. in 2005, and my mobility was stellar then. So that's what I'm looking for. So stay tuned. Let me know all the things that I asked about in regard to how this impacts you and where you're involved or not, or who you might know. Because, like I said, I'm trying to set up some programs over the next few months that will hopefully help us all. So, that's about it. That's all I've got for today. Oh, we could have, let's see if we could remove, yeah, look at that. Wow. I suppose I should also mention what I noticed on Instagram. I'm broadcasting right now from both Instagram and YouTube. Subscriptions are open on YouTube, and subscriptions are open on Instagram, and memberships are open on YouTube. Oh, you can't make it up. Nobody can ever accuse me of not being authentic or using a script, because clearly that is not the case. So good. Anyway, I noticed on Instagram that some of you have been lucky enough. How did you do that? Some of you have the GIF ability in comments. And so that's pretty cool. I don't have it. As of like 2 days ago, I didn't have it. I don't know. I didn't check today. But that's cool that you have it. But I just like to remind you, or I would like to alert you, that I will be removing GIFs that I find inappropriate. So be warned, be on alert, and be cognizant of what GIF you might choose. Additionally, I have gotten busy in removing followers that are just not for my channel. And so I have consistently treated everybody with respect since 2019, and I expect you to do the same. So I think that it is time to consider what you're typing, what you're putting in, and if you want to support me, the best thing to do is to leave a comment that is appropriate, that is 4 words, because that helps with engagement. And typically, if you write me something that is I can reply to, I reply. And that is where we communicate, in the comments. So that's how it works. And I just noticed that there were some comments on YouTube that I wasn't catching that will have to be removed as well. And unfortunately, I don't have a moderator to do that as it happens. So just know that this is this is my life that you're coming into, and like I said, I hope you can treat me with the respect that I relay to you. So that's it. I am gonna finish these few bites. I think I've eaten about maybe a half, but I think I'd like to focus on eating the rest of it. So thanks for being here. I look forward to your answers in the comments about what what your weight, what your connection with weight loss may or may not have been. I'd love to hear from the people also who have never been on a diet, who have never had to worry about weight loss, because that is just such a foreign concept to me. My dad was that way. He ate the same thing every day of my life, and his life, and he was happy about it. He ate 3 meals. I don't think he ever had a snack. I mean, if we ever had dessert, he would have it. If he was offered something, he'd have it. But he didn't. He didn't look for a snack ever. Yeah, pretty fascinating. And he maintained his weight at 150 pounds for his whole life. He was not a big man, and leg, his thigh was probably the size of my forearm. So clearly, I did not inherit my lipedema from him, although I do wonder if some of my aunts on his side also suffered. But yes, my mother was definitely the hereditary line of where mine falls under. So anyway, that's it. That's all I've got. I hope everybody is well. As I said, thank you for joining, and I look forward to continuing this journey together. And I hope you're all doing well, and oh, hi, Happy Boo. Oh, maybe, oh, that's interesting. Oh, yes, Di, I should make you a mod. I'll remember that for next time. Thank you for volunteering. I appreciate that. Or speaking up, I should say. Anyway, I'll see y'all. Have a good one. Thanks for stopping by. See ya. Bye. Bye for now. See ya.